So first and foremost, traders, I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar event, basically sponsored by NeuroStreet Trading Academy. I am the CEO, and I've got Ashley, my partner and COO of the operations here as well, to assist the back-end questions and the communication. We always record these webinars, so if you are watching and you have to dip out and you can't stick around to the end, please, by all means, just make sure you watch the recording and follow up with us after with questions, and all the stuff will be emailed to you. We will be going over some pretty interesting things throughout the presentation, and if you're sticking around to the end, you're going to have a chance to be able to benefit from some extra incentives and some goodies that we've got reserved to the end of the event, so that's great. Couple groundkeeping rules is that, first of all, I appreciate your patience, right? And as I go through these, these topics, it's going to take a little bit of time, but I promise you I'm going to go quick and efficiently. We're going to get right into the meat. I'm not someone to waste time during webinars. I like to make sure we get right into the examples, right into the details, and how we can help you. Also, I'm not going to be looking at the chat box much, mainly because when I'm presenting, I want to stay on topic, right? I want to make sure that I can be here and be effective for you guys. So if you do type your questions in, please note that we will cover them at the end of the presentation. We will definitely allow some time for some Q&A, okay? Give me a Y in the chat box that is understood and you guys are ready to get started. I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Thank you. So, in order for me to be effective here, truthfully, I need to understand where you're at. This is not a fancy shiny object event. This is not a quick fix, get rich quick event. This is an event that has been specifically put together to help you get funded and to stay funded for prop firms. Why would we want to help you get funded and stay funded for prop firms? Well, essentially because there's no reason why you should have to trade your own money if you don't have to. And there's many opportunities out there that will provide you an infrastructure to be able to scale capital without having to do so. Now, we are the educational backbone to a lot of prop traders globally. NeuroStreet Academy is a prop trading school. Our entire mandate is to work with traders who want to work for prop firms, get funded for trader funding companies, okay? Our entire infrastructure is built around it. Our trading rooms are built around it, our education programs, etc. Okay. And we're not here to muck around, right? Like, we can do this quickly. You can get funded and stay funded quickly and effectively, but there's a process, there's an approach to this, and we need to do that. Now, can I just ask you an honest question here and be straight with me, right? Like, are you currently struggling with your trading? Just type a yes or a no in the chat box. Like, if you are actually real with me, I can help you, right? Like, not, put an ego to the side, put education. You could know a lot. You might know a lot. There's nothing wrong with having education. But that does not mean you're really good yet. Doesn't mean you're really profitable or consistent. Okay. We see a lot of people, right, saying yes. Okay. If you guys saying no, it's great. That means you guys are on the right path. Okay. Well, today I'm going to help you if you let me. Okay. You're working on being consistent. That's great. Well, that's why you're here. Okay. Now, in order for me to be able to proceed, I have a quick disclaimer. I do need to put in here. It is required by law. Not here to guarantee anything other than education and content towards helping you become the best trader possible. Because we do talk about performance, because we do talk about success of members and our strategies, etc. I need you to accept this disclaimer. Can you guys do me a favor and just type a Y in the chat box that you understand the risks and that we're not here to provide you any guarantees? Past performance never guarantees future results, right? We all know that, but it's important that we put that in there. Great. Let's get into the meat. I have one promise and one promise to you, and that is I am not going to bore the hell out of you. I got no time for that, right? How many of you guys have been to a webinar? And I say this often, and I will always say this. You've been to a webinar with the presenter always saying the same shit over and over again that you've heard 100,000 times in every other webinar presentation, right? And did I hit the nail on the head? Okay. You've probably been to a webinar where they said, oh, you got to let your winners run. You got to have these big R multiples, and you got to cover your emotions. And, just trust the process. And holy shit, if I hear somebody else feed me a line, I don't know what else I'm going to do. Right? That will not happen here today. Okay. Why? Because it doesn't work. That's marketing. That's not trading. Okay. So my promise is to give you a breath of fresh air, to give you the real deal, the goods, and give you a fast track to the results that you actually want, right? There's a quick way and then there's a long way. How many of you guys would like to learn how to speed up the efficiency of what you're doing rather than to slow it down? Time is money and we have lives to live. Trading doesn't need to take over your entire life. It just needs to be effective. If you can get effective quickly and stay effective for a long period of time, you can be very successful. Now, the reason I have this slide here is that everybody wants success. We all want it, right? What does that mean to you, to me? Let's just get right down to it. You want to make as much money as possible. Yes or no? Type a yes in the chat box if that's the winning comment. You want to make as much money as possible as a trader. Like, there's nothing wrong with admitting it. Stand in front of a mirror. Say it to yourself. I want to make as much effing money as possible. Right? That is a good goal in trading. Okay. Now, I'm not going to talk about all the stuff on the slide here. We all know that. You know that. I know that. Screenshot it if you don't know that. Okay. But there's something else going on. And the truth is, you don't believe me yet. Some of you might know me from a while. You've probably been to a couple of our webinars before and you know who we are as a company, right? But you don't really believe the fact that I can actually help you yet. Right? There's a trust problem. There's a barrier that you have a wall between you and me right now. Yes, you're here listening to me, and yes, you're here essentially to learn a solution. How many of you guys came here to find a solution? Right? Oh, if you've never been to our website, then there's an even greater reason for you not to trust me yet. Right? But that trust is a result of your past circumstance. Your past circumstances are completely driving your current state of belief. Everything that has happened leaning into today is the result of what you think is possible. Now, I'm not going to waste your time on some psychology and some hocus pocus, none of that stuff. But the truth is that there's things that have happened over the course of your experience as a trader, whether you've been doing it for a day, a month, a year, or a decade. All of your daily patterns, all of the things that have led up to today have created your reality. Some of you have had really bad streaks in your wins and your losses. You've lost money. You've made some money. Maybe you've tried some evals. You've gotten some accounts with some prop firms. Maybe you've spent $10, $20, $50,000 on courses. I don't know. But my only request today is that you give me at least 45 minutes to an hour to give you an alternative solution. And in that 45 minutes to an hour, I'm only going to tell you what I would want to know and have and need as a trader. Now, I'm a very experienced trader. We'll get into that after. But I wasn't. Just like you, I had to start somewhere. The problem is I spent lots and lots of money. And I also had lots of losses. I made a lot of mistakes. I had very dark times before I became good and before I taught other great traders how to teach other traders. And the fear is what's going to keep you stuck. How many of you guys feel that there's still some fear in your trading right now? Right? There's fear. You're afraid of losing more money. You're afraid of listening to some other guru sell you some course. You're afraid of it's not possible, I'm struggling, or whatever the case may be. You might not even know that it's fear driving your decisions, right? The truth is, fear is the backbone to all of your problems. And I'm here to tell you that it's bullshit. You do not have to be afraid anymore. Why? Because the only way you are going to overcome fear, okay, is if you're able to see other people succeeding in front of you. Is you won't believe me. You won't believe it. The only way you're going to see that or believe that is if you're in an environment that can prove it in front of you daily. Okay. Now, let me kind of pop the proverbial bubble. We're the only trading room that I know of to date in the futures industry and the equities industry that trades in front of their students and logs every single trade. It's a mandate in our school. Why? I put this policy in place as the founder of the company so that all of our instructors would be transparent with our students and they could be transparent with you. Because anybody can say, hey, did you catch that trade? Did you see that trade? Hey, I'm in this trade. Did you guys get filled? And not show you on the charts, not log it, not film it, not record it, not help you. Why is that important? Well, first of all, because we can teach you a lot of things, but if you're not able to watch somebody do it, there is no way you're going to believe it or even be able to do it yourself. It's impossible. It is impossible. You can't read a book and become a good trader. You can't watch a YouTube video and become a good trader. You need to be in the trading environment with people trading in front of you every single day for a period of time before you're going to become great. That is the God's honest truth. I will bet my career on that. Why? Because that's just the way the industry works. It's like you can't be a great basketball player unless you practice every day. And if you don't practice every day, you're not going to get any good. Well, you have to be in the game to do it. You have to be there to do it. That's why people go to practice before they go to the game. Well, the only way to practice in the financial markets is to trade. And that's the dangerous part. A lot of people lose a lot of money doing that. They make mistakes doing that. So when you're in our environment, you don't have to make those mistakes because you're going to be in an environment where you can watch professional instructors trade in front of you and log every single trade. Now, we're not talking about 10 trades, 20 trades. I'm talking thousands of trades. Thousands. Okay. And the reason this is important is because if you put yourself into an environment where you can see it every single day, you then become ingrained in it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to segue into some examples. I'm going to show you some trade setups. I'm going to show you some video clips. We're going to segue back into some content. Okay. So one of the trade setups that we teach is price action based. The reason we trade price action strategies is because it's consistent every single day. Price is your friend. It doesn't change. It is price. Price is the market. Okay. Now, there's two trade setups that we trade with regards to price action that on this chart. One of them is a demand setup. One of them is a supply setup. And we're not talking about the demand zone here. We're not talking about the supply zone. Trading supply and demand zones is great, but everybody and their dog trades that, right? Like the retest trade is the retest trade. A zone trade is a retest trade. If you trade a demand zone, it is a pullback into a trade zone that has basically been there for everyone to see. And if you trade a supply zone, everybody can see a supply zone. We don't do that. We trade demand and supply as it's forming because there's a higher probability of it working. This is a demand zone pattern and a bullish pattern and a bearish pattern breaking down or breaking up. We call these a 3-bar play. We call these an RBR or a DBD. And what these are is it's the breakout creating supply or creating demand. Now, the reason these are very powerful is because if you catch these trades, what ends up happening, okay, is you are in the trade that creates the demand. You're in the trade that creates the supply. Now, we'll give you the trade plan. We'll give you all of that. We will give you the rules. We will give you the cheat sheets. We'll give you all that stuff. You can print them out on your desk. It's part of what we do. But this is one of the trades that we are going to teach you to master. Why? Because it really happens every single day in every single market. It is a pattern that repeats itself every single moment of the day on every single time frame. Now, I'm going to play a video here. This is a recording from the trading room.
Okay, so we've got a possible rally-based breakout here. Markets are up, structures up. You know, in the big picture, obviously down on the 30-minute, but um, structures up, and we're not trading into anything too chaotic right now. If we were trading up here, that would be maybe a different story. So location's okay. Uh, you know, clearly in an uptrend on the 5-minute. EMAs are up above the VWAP, and so we're in some pretty decent territory for a possible trade here, assuming we get the base candle on this. So we'll start measuring this out and look to get this set up here.
So this is a clip that's been pulled from the trading room. We just cropped it so that you can see them trade it, right? And what he's doing is he's basically position sizes trade with one of our drawing
we've got the
tools.
order on. We get the break here, then we'll be good to go. There's our rally candle, clearly a rally candle. It's all body, no wicks. And then here's our base candle. You know, mostly wicks. It doesn't have to be a scientific thing to measure everything, but looks good from my perspective.
So there's the rally base, two base candles. You're going to take the fill on the push through, which is the breakout. It's going for a 1-to-1. And we're going to show you a few of these different setups, different rules, different trades. But the reason this is a trade that we love trading is because it basically creates a demand.
So
now I'm going to pause this.
So
I'm going to pause this for a second. Everybody trades demand zones like this. There's nothing wrong with that. Rally, base, rally. Now there's a demand zone. You put your buy limit there. You put your stop loss. That's a retest. Yeah, we get that. Everybody gets that. The difference is that everybody can see that. You're basically getting in as it's happening on these trades, which has a lot of power. In fact, there was one right here, rally, base, the breakout, push. These are demand zone trades as it's basically pushing through. Let's show a short.
Sounds good to go. All right, so we've got a possible drop base coming in here. We've got drop candle there. There's our base. And let's see if we can grab this one here on the short. You know, market's definitely bearish on the higher time frame, so we're good to go there. And definitely momentum is to the downside here. So let's see what we can get out of this. We'll go 28 ticks. Okay, order is on.
One-to-one. Now I'm going to stop here for a second. This was also another pattern that happened. Drop, base, drop. There was a trade there, and then it followed by a second trade. And so these are directional trades, and there is no indicator used. This is pure price. This is not an indicator-based setup. Okay.
That's awesome. That's a quick one. Went right to target for us. You know, looking at this, we had drop, base, base, base. These are all basing candles. So as long as I have 3 or less basing candles, I'm fine with sticking with that that trade there. So also, you know, looking at the halfway point on this candle is up here. So we never did pierce above that 50% level on this candle. So clean setup. That worked great.
Now, in order for you to become a great trader, yes, we're going to trade that in front of you. We'll trade them every day in the trading room. We have several trading rooms running in parallel, so you'll be able to see the setups, whether you're trading stocks or options or futures or Forex. We have multiple rooms running, and that trade setup is traded in both of the trade rooms with a lot of history, a lot of stats behind the trade setup. Now, we're going to give you the trading plans. You do not need to come up with some random strategy, whether it's the CWAP or the VWAP or the RBR trade or whatever. We give you the trading plan. Why? Because you do not need to be wasting your time trying to figure shit out. You did not come here to write your own trading plan and have to figure it out and all that stuff, right? You need to basically just plug and play something that is effective, it works, and start doing it. And as you're learning, you'll be able to copy the trades of the instructors, which we'll talk about here in just a moment, so that you can leverage that without having to waste time while you're going through that learning process. Now, we've pre-built all of the trade plans and the cheat sheets, so you'll be able to post them out and type them out. We have multiple at, right? Yeah, you'll have to print them out. They're a lot bigger than this, I can promise you that. But we have them all, and we make them for our students, and you'll have them actually given to you. Now, important to understand is that when we take the trades in the trading room, you're going to see the fills, you're going to see the flags, you're going to see the orders, you're going to see the trading instructors trade them in front of you. Why? Because if you don't see that, you're not going to be able to understand it, nor follow it, or be able to copy them, essentially. I mean, one of the things that most of our traders do is when you're getting started, you're going to need to be able to go in an environment, especially if you're getting funded or you want to get funded for a prop firm. Getting funded is part one, staying funded is part two. If you can't stay funded, what's the freaking point, right? Well, most people, what they end up doing is they spend a lot of money, they buy courses, and then they spend weeks and months just going through the education process. Well, that's a time process, and you're not making any money. So what we do is we like to trade in the trading room so that students can see everything in advance. Every trade that we take is planned in advance. We're not reactive traders. We actually set the setups in advance. You're going to see them in advance. You're going to hear them say, okay, we're going to plan this trade. We're going to place the entry here. We're going to place the stop there. We're going to plan the risk. That is all done on purpose. Every strategy that we teach and trade is done so that you can see it and you can plan it in advance. There's nothing worse than watching some instructor or trader try to teach you what they're doing, and the shit is happening so fast that you cannot even keep up. That's not repeatable. If someone's sitting there on the hotkeys and they're piping, okay, I'm getting in, I'm buying 100 lot, I'm buying 10 lots or whatever, and they're just filling the orders, or they're trading order flow so quickly that you can't see it, you can't trade it. How the heck can you ever learn it and repeat it? It's not possible. Sure, that might be good for them, but it's not good for you. I can promise you that. So we build everything in a repeatable function so that everything we do can be planned in advance. You're not sitting there reacting to the market. You can be planning your trades in advance with evidence and an understanding of what you're doing. Does that make sense? Give me a yes that kind of resonates with some of you. I'm sure a lot of you have probably tried to follow people before or learn it, and it's like, you can't. You can't. Like, it's a pain in the ass. Like, why spend the money? Why learn from people if they're not even doing it in front of you? Now, when we teach, there's a lot of things that go into learning trading. Okay. There's a lot of things that go into learning trading. Yes, you need to learn the jargon. Yes, you need to learn the terminologies. Yes, you need to learn the foundations. Yes, yes, yes to all of it. But not all the shit that doesn't matter. Okay, there's a lot of things that you learn out there that it's just great information, but it doesn't move the needle. It doesn't really make an impact on your P&L or your ability to produce results. So the way we structure the education is we bring it through a systemized approach. And this is why we print out the cheat sheets, because anything you learn outside of the cheat sheets is information. The cheat sheets are your strategy. How many of you guys have heard, oh, you need to build a trading plan? Oh, you need to build a trading plan. And they tell you to build a trading plan. And the first 4 pages is your computers and your desks and where are you setting up your office and what times are you trading? That's all bullshit. None of that makes you any money. You need to get right into the strategy, right into the rules of the system, right into the foundation of how to make the money. And don't let anybody sit there and try to tell you that you need to master your emotions. You need to master the psychology. Yes, but how can anybody master the psychology and the discipline if you got a shitty trading system? There's nobody in their right mind is going to curb their emotions if what they're trading is destined to fail. There's no evidence that you're going to do any well with it. So we don't get you to sit there and try to change your makeup as a human being before you need to learn the skill that produces, right, the money. And this is the reason why we teach things in different formats. We teach you the way things are broken down in the right order, because if you teach it out of order, it doesn't make any sense. Now, we're going to talk about another trade setup. We are very big on volume-based details, right? But not complicated volume. Like so many people teach volume and different things that like it's like why make it so hard? Like it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't need to be difficult, right? We teach VWAP strategies. There's a few different VWAP ways in which we trade. There's a touch and go, right? There's a 2-bar play at VWAP. There's a few different ways in which we trade the VWAP. But the reason we trade VWAP is because VWAP is important. The reason VWAP is important is because it's a benchmark to volume. But here's the problem. A lot of people trade VWAP on markets that don't respect volume. Thin markets do not respect volume-based indicators. And so if you're going to trade VWAP, you're not going to trade that on small cap stops. You're not going to trade that on markets like crude oil. Like, yeah, it might respect it once in a while, but crude is extremely thin. Gold is a very thin market. Volume is not intended for that market. So these are the things that you won't even know. Like, yeah, okay, you might work once in a while, but that is not the way the industry uses that information. And so we're going to teach you when and how and why we use it on the markets that we trade it, because it's not meant for every market. Now, we teach 2 setups, a bullish pullback and a bearish pullback. But there's certain things that we look at or we won't take the trade. Like there's specific rules, and no, you don't need to worry about what they are. You don't have to try to figure them out. We're just going to show them to you because it's clean as day. And when it happens, you take the trade. When it doesn't happen, don't take the trade. Like when ABC works, take the trade. 1, 2, 3, 4, take the trade. It's that simple. If it doesn't happen like that, don't take the trade. We're going to show it to you. We will trade it in front of you. Let's watch it. This is from the trading room.
All right, so we've got a possible VWAP trade here. Market's clearly bullish on the higher time frame, so we're aligned there. EMAs are above the VWAP, so we're good there. Go ahead and start getting this ready and plotted out. So right now we're at about 19 ticks, depending on where this closes. And still waiting for the candle close to put the order on. So not a trade just yet. All right, so we got the order on. We'll see if we can get the break. Targets within range to the highs. We do have kind of a supply zone up here, but this has already kind of filled in this. Just looking at it, I think we're probably pretty good on this target. We might need to dip down just a tad, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
So this broke the candle's range on the pullback. We'll talk about that in the classroom. There's certain things that you want to look for on the entry, which are really, really important. The speed in which the market came into that was really important as well.
Okay, awesome. Nice trade. Clean. Good stuff. Possible VWAP short here. Clearly very bearish on the higher time frame, so we're good there. EMAs are below VWAP, so we're fine there. All right, so let's get our brackets sort of reset here. Let me change the number of contracts, and that just closed. So let's go ahead and put the order on, and we are ready to go. Let's see if we get the break.
Very simple trades, very easy to see, very clean. And when they hit fast. I will show you the trades I took today because they're the setups that we teach. And I'm going to show you that you can trade this on full contracts, micros, or you can trade this on stocks. You can trade this on Forex,
awesome.
anything.
Got another win in the books. Good stuff.
Now, the reason we like to talk about prop firms is because the industry has shifted. Many of you guys know that the majority of traders are going to want to get funded. How many of you guys are either looking to get funded, you're taking an eval, or you're trading in a prop firm right now? Give me a yes. If that includes you, there's 3 different groups of you, yes? How many of you guys? Yes. Taking eval, many of you? Okay. Every one of them has different rules. Every one of them has different criteria, right? I was actually one of the educators that spoke on the very first panel that Top Step ever did when Top Step launched back when NinjaTrader was NinjaTrader 7, and they were the first firm in the world to do this. That's how long I've been teaching traders how to get funded for prop firms. Okay. Now, we're not going to get into the details of the TickBlaze platform that we've purchased and we're getting ready to launch. We're not going to get into the details of the prop firm that we're getting ready to launch. A lot of great things coming around the pipeline. But there's a reason for prop funding. I believe that if you are taught the right things, okay, I believe that if you are taught the right things from the right people, that you can make an amazing future for yourself. I've seen it. We have traders that are doing it. I have taught instructors who are doing it. I have done it. We have a lot of people that make a shit ton of money in the markets. There's also a lot of people that lose their shirt. And the best thing about the funding game is that you do not need to play with your own capital to get there. So yes, you want to be doing this. Yes, you want to go down that path. There is no reason why you should ever trade your own capital if you don't have to. Now, if you have questions about any of the different firms we work with or the ones that we're launching, etc., we'll do that at the end. We'll talk about that at the end. But my goal is to get you funded as fast as possible. But then the second goal is to make sure that you stay funded. Getting funded is actually quite easy when firms give it away for freaking free, right? Well, you get funded in a day or whatever. That's just a quick grab to get your money, and you're still going to have to learn how to be a great trader, right? At the end of the day is it's different firms are going to use different tactics to try to get you in to use their prop firm accounts, etc. Whether I agree with that or not is not the point of this discussion. The point of this discussion is that you should not be trading your own capital unless you have to, which you shouldn't have to if you're working for a prop firm. Because if you're not going to get funded and stay funded with a prop firm, why would you ever risk your own money and do that and lose it? Doesn't make any sense. How many of you guys would agree with that statement? Give me a yes or a no. I want to challenge you. I want to see how many of you guys are on the same page as me. A lot of you. Yeah. Why would you take your hard-earned money and risk it if you don't have to? It's not necessary anymore. But you don't want to be going out and buying 10 evals if you're not ready, or you don't have a good system, or you don't have a good mentor, you don't have a good strategy. It's a waste of money. You're going to lose it. And you're going to spend more money on resets and new evals than on anything that's going to get you funded in the first place. So when I say this, can you guys promise me this? At the beginning of this event, you guys told me that you're not where you want to be as a trader. A lot of you. There's a few in here that are doing okay. But a lot of you said you're struggling right now. Okay. My biggest request for you is that you stop buying these accounts for prop firms until you've been in an environment where you can look yourself in the mirror and say, amazing. I've seen these guys trade in front of me for several days now. I can do this. I can replicate this. Now I'm ready. Okay. Give me a yes that you're willing to make that promise. I want to make sure that you're not buying things that you shouldn't be buying prematurely. You're not trading things you shouldn't be trading prematurely. And you're not doing so in an environment where you're alone and you're struggling. Very important. Now, the reason I'm asking you to make this promise to me is because when you come into our trading rooms, yes, you can copy our trades. Okay. Yes, you can copy our trades. We actually expect it. We want you to at least follow good guidance. Follow people that know what they're doing. Dan Sell just said, I failed 200 plus times. If you add up all of the money that you've spent on those failures, don't be upset with yourself. Okay. It happens. Yeah, it sucks. Let's not deny the truth. But there has to be a break point where you're willing to say, okay, I'm going to do something different here. Can I get an amen to that? Like you can only fail so many times before you can look yourself in the mirror and say, okay, it's time to make a different change, right? It's like it's like eating too much candy, or it's like, arguing, getting angry when you don't have to be. It's overreacting, these types of things, right? Like we're all humans. So you need to give yourself a little self-love and say, hey, you know what? I'm okay with the fact that I'm not where I need to be, but I'm not okay with staying here. And that's why we have instructors trading in front of you, is because we know that you're all coming from struggle. 80 to 90% of you are struggling. Yeah, that's expected, even more than that. But the only way you're going to go through the education and give it enough time is if you're able to make some money quickly. Why? Because we're emotional beings that are driven by impulse. We know that if you do not make a good winning trade, or at least one or two winning trades in the first 2 days of being in our trade room, you've already checked out psychologically. I know that if I put 100 of you in a classroom with me tomorrow and you do not make a winning trade in that day, or you see a winning trade made in that day, psychologically, you are checked out. 50% of you have given up. That's just human nature. That is why it is absolutely critical that you follow instructors that know what they're doing and know how to get you to where they need to be, so that you can see wins immediately, or you will psychologically go back to the fear slide that we led this presentation with, because you won't believe it's possible for yourself. Give me a yes that now you can understand why we do the things we do. I am here to rewire your brain. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you like us. I care that you get results. That is why you're here. That is the best type of instructors you can ever want. They're going to break it. Now, let's talk about liquidity. I love liquidity. I took a huge trade today on the S&P on liquidity. I'll show you the fills. I'll show you the trades. There's a couple different trades for liquidity. Okay, there's order blocks. There's also sweeps. Have you ever heard these terms, order block or sweeps, before? There's different ways to trade order blocks, different ways to trade sweeps. Depending on your skill level, depending on your abilities, depending on your experience, will determine your success. Depending on your ability to learn it quickly will determine your ability to trade them. Now, there's different ways to trade these. There's different ways to see them. This one, we're going to talk about the order block. And the order block is a support and resistance trade that basically is designed to give you a good scalp for a reversal. And we don't trade these the same way that SMC traders trade, or the same way that, you know, your smart money guys. Yes, we have a smart money course. Yes, we have all of that in the school, which you will learn it. But you can't do that. Well, most people can't do that because it's on bigger time frames, so there's less trades. But the really big ones are on the bigger time frames. So we've brought it down to a scalping environment. We've brought the higher time frame SMC stuff into a futures prop environment, because ultimately, if we did what everybody else does in the world like SMC, guess what? It's really hard for you as a disciplined trader to sit there and wait for a 4-hour setup. You go crazy, right? How do we know that? Because we ran it. We ran it for months, trading exceptionally profitable. But most traders couldn't deny that they didn't like waiting for the trades. They didn't like waiting for a 4-hour setup. I don't blame you. You're trading futures prop firms. So we brought it into the day trading realm for scalpers, and we took a hybrid approach to price action SMC, and we brought it down into the smaller time frames. Give me a yes if that makes sense. I'm going to show you some examples.
Okay, so we've got the open, high, low, close below. So let's go ahead and get this all set up here. Awesome, we got that one.
Quick scalps.
All right, so we've got everything all set for our order block here.
Reaction quick, right up the edge.
Yeah, that was great. Quick in, quick out. Love it. Okay.
Now, I don't know what you want. I just know that you want the same goal as everybody else. How many of you guys agree with me that if I were to give you a solution, you'd be willing to take it? Yes or no? If I could say, hey, I can get you to be a very consistent trader in a very short period of time, if you're willing to just give me a couple weeks, would you do it? That's the question. How many of you guys think that what I've talked about today resonates with you? Yes, there's some skeptics. I get that. I don't blame you. I don't deny that there's going to be some people that have the case of the yeah buts or the what ifs. You're human. Heck, I have that all the time. When I bought gym equipment, I spent thousands of dollars buying gym equipment, right? Well, I did a lot of reviews and I checked a lot of stuff, and I'm no different than you guys. I'm right. I like to look at quality. I like to look at, are they able to get me where I want to be? And it doesn't matter if you're shopping for houses, you're shopping courses, you're shopping for mentors, gym equipment, whatever, groceries, you're going to go to 2 different stores to get the best deal. I get all that. That's the buying process. But what I promise you is that we don't do things like everybody else when it comes to trading. Like, we don't run our trading rooms like other people. We don't teach our traders the way we trade like other people. We're just not like other places. How do I know that? It's because I know every single vendor in the business. It's my job to know that. Right? I know all the trade rooms. I know all the gurus. I know all the top guys. I know all the bottom barrels. I get it. That's why we built NeuroStreet Academy to be different. It's also why we have one of the highest success ratios in the entire industry for funded traders. We're not a course. We're not a one-trick influencer environment where you just believe me, I'm one guy. No, we're instructors. We've got multiple instructors. We've got 15 programs inside the school, right? So this is something that I think is going to be a big, big change for you. If you're somewhere, if you're in a place where you're like, okay, like I need to make some changes here. And we have some of the best reviews in the industry. Like if you go on to Trustpilot, like we have thousands of reviews. Like, and we have the best support in the world. How do I know that? Because it is our primary focus to have the best support in the business. Like, I'm not talking about like okay support. I'm not talking about good support. I'm talking about the best support. If you do not have the best support, you have a dying business. And trading is a struggling game. Like, traders have a hard time getting ahead. So what ends up happening is that if you can't treat people delicately with the patience and the courtesy they deserve, like you don't have a good business. I promise you one thing, you will have us help you install everything. You will have instructors to communicate with. You can speak to the other students in the school. Everything that you've ever wanted in an environment for trading, you can have it with us. We have it. Okay. Give me a yes if that makes sense to you. That sounds like a breath of fresh air. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about pricing. How many of you guys like to get a good deal? I know that's a rhetorical question, but like, how many of you guys like to get a good deal? Like, you like leaving like, man, you know what? That's a great freaking deal. Like, whenever I go shopping, I like getting home and I'm like, you know what? Like, I am super excited that I was able to get that deal. Give me a yes that you like to save money, you like to have a lot of value, and you like to feel like, you know what? Like, this is a really, really good deal. Me too. I'm like you. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down the foundation costs of NeuroStreet Academy. I'm going to break down the core program, and then I'm going to go into the bonuses. I'm going to explain what it's valued at, what we could normally sell it at, and then I'm going to show you your discounted price. I promise you it's going to be a discounted price that is so batshit crazy that you're going to be insulting yourself if you do not take this deal, right? So let me show this to you. When you come into NeuroStreet, okay, we are not a course. We are an academy. So you get access to all asset classes in the program. You don't just get futures. You get futures, you get Forex, you get crypto, you get stocks, you get options. You have basic level all the way up to literally delta neutral hedging as a hedge fund. Like, you get the basic to the advanced. We are designed for day trading in the prop space, but we've also built swing trading and investing programs for those of you that like to do things in your wealth bucket accounts and you just have different objectives. We have courses on indicators and we have courses on automated systems. We have a very, very deep dive program on price action, liquidity, supply and demand, order blocks, fair value gaps. But we also have a huge program on structure mapping. Structure mapping is insanely important. It dictates everything you will ever see in the world of trading. If you do not know how to do structure mapping, I promise you this will change your business. This will change your business. It changed me. It changed every instructor that we've ever had go through the school. It changed every single trader that is a funded trader if you learn how to structure map properly. And it affects everything you do, not just SMC trading. It affects order flow trading. It affects supply and demand trading. It affects momentum trading, divergence trading. It affects everything. Okay. It is the backbone to understanding how the markets work. Now, what's unique about NeuroStreet is that you're not just getting a trading room. Like there's a lot of people out there that'll sell you a course. You get a good value. You get a trading room, you get some signal rooms, whatever you get, but it's a one-trick pony. We have multiple rooms running in parallel. Equities and options, stocks and futures, right? We do bring in crypto to the futures room from time to time, but just not, we're not trading funded crypto accounts, but you'll learn crypto with us as well. We also cover it on the bigger markets, but multiple rooms. Now, that is the foundation. Okay, that is the core program. We have multiple communities. Okay, we'll get into the Tick Blaze community later. Okay, we'll get into the Tick Blaze community after. It's a completely different discussion, but it's super exciting, and we're just getting ready to launch it, so we'll talk about that after. The Discord rooms are not the public rooms. NeuroStreet Discord rooms are private. They are only meant for the students in the GAP program, only meant for students in the prop programs. Why? We don't want a bunch of annoying freaking people bothering us. End of story. Like you're trying to become a professional trader. You don't need noise. You don't need a bunch of clouded judgment or a bunch of random people peppering the chats because they're all sitting there going around in circles, the blind leading the frickin' blind. The prop program is the prop program for a reason. Committed, serious people that are successful helping other people trade. That's it. That's all. You get access to the private community. Normally, you're going to charge for these, right? Normally, you pay for private Discords and private communities, right? We give it to you for free. $1,000 program in the communities, we give it to you for free. The amount of time it takes for us to build out the layouts, the workspaces, the different approaches, the different trading room infrastructures, the amount of time it takes is, I don't even want to get into this, but it's a lot. Like if you've ever built workspaces, if you've ever built layouts and chart templates and all that, like it's a lot of your time. We have it pre-built for you. Normally you would spend money on that, extra bells and whistles. We give it to you absolutely free. Okay. You do not need to do things on your own. Like I said, we have white glove support, not just for onboarding, but for ongoing support. What does that mean? That means if you need us to call you, we will call you. If you need us to pick up the phone and talk with you, we will talk to you. If you need us to email you, we'll email. If you need to do a one-on-one Zoom call, okay, one-on-one Zoom call, where we get on your computer, do whatever you need us to do to help you, we will do that for you. Not just on the onboarding, forever. So you are not alone. You know that you can easily reach our rockstar team. And I promise you this is worth more than you would pay in any course. Now, every single trading plan that you were given is exactly the trading plans that are traded by our instructors. We build them. We give you the cheat sheets. And we will give you the exact strategies that we trade, rules for rules. Plus, okay, we are going to give you the exact layouts of these cheat sheets. Okay, very, very, very important. Okay, you do not create things. You are not coming to us to rely on your current circumstance. You are coming to us to put away what's not working and basically do what is. That means we give you these absolutely free. It's a lot of money to be paying for these systems. You get multiple trading systems, not just one, not just two, multiple. Okay, 4, 5 different trade setups that we trade. Why? Because we have setups for opens. We have setups for trends. We have setups for the breakouts. We have setup for the VWAP. Why? Because you need to have a few different trades. If not, you're sitting there as a one-trick pony and you're never going to get there. The market changes. You need to have a few trades. And they need to be good trades. Now, for those of you that are interested in crypto, I don't blame you. The industry's changing. We have an entire school that we built for crypto, normally sold it independently. We had so many people requesting it because the industry is changing. Bitcoin, wallets, security, exchanges, you name it. Normally, we charge thousands of dollars for the Crypto Academy programs. We are giving it to you, okay? We are giving it to you absolutely free. Why? Because you may not need it today. You may not need it next week. I promise you, you're going to need it eventually. Why? Because the world is moving in that direction. And if you don't learn it, you will be left behind. And I promise you, you do not want to be left behind. That would be a mistake, a negligent mistake that it's not about trading crypto. It's about understanding the movement of the blockchain industry, the Bitcoin space, everything to do with getting wallets and using it as a digital currency, all of that. But there's a lot to learn. And it's going to cost you a lot of money if you go somewhere else to do that. We're going to give it to you for free. Okay. Now, the big meat of what we do is the afternoons. You say, yeah, but what about the trading rooms? Yeah, what about them? The morning is for trading, not sitting there hand holding. Your job in the trading room is to trade or copy our trades. The afternoon is where we teach you how to be a great trader. We teach you the strategies. We teach you the rules. We go over trade analysis. We go over reviews of trades. We walk you through everything that you need to do. And we don't just have this for futures. We have them running for futures and equities back to back. You get both of them. Every single week, we run VIP Inner Circle classes where we hold you by the hand and we teach you the strategies, deep dive in the afternoons outside of the live trade room hours. Why? Because it's important. You have to learn this stuff. Now, if you add up all of the bonuses, the community, all of the templates that we build you, the ongoing support, which we have a dedicated team every single day there for you on standby, the cheat sheets and the trading plans, the crypto programs, the instructor trade plan and review. This is something that I forgot to mention. You get an instructor. Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Right here. This to me, I've spent personally in the past $10,000 myself to have experienced traders go over my trades, go over my success. I don't mean in a class. I don't mean in a trading room when everyone else is peppering them. I'm talking about if you take the trades, you log the trades, you put them in a journal, you show us your trade log, you send it in. We will meet with you and go over it with you. Yes, we will do that one-on-one. Why? Because that is how great traders are made. And if you're willing to do the work, we're going to step up and meet you halfway and do it. How many of you guys would like, after you've taken a month of trades, to pick up the phone and email us and give us a call and say, hey, can I meet with one of the instructors so that I can go over my trades? We say, sure, let's give you a link. Let's book a time. How many of you guys would like to have that privilege? To have an experienced instructor go over all your trades, make sure that you're nailing it. Yes or no? Absolutely, Dan says. It's invaluable, right? You get it absolutely free. I could be charging 10, 20 grand for that. This is high level mentorship that is really, really only reserved for the high net worth people. No, we do this all the time. Why? Because this is our business. This is what we do. And we give it to you for free. Now, the value of the bonuses is worth more than the freaking program itself. Literally. The core program is 13.5. The bonuses are 13.7. Hell, you're getting more in bonuses than the actual course. But I told you that we're going to give a batshit crazy offer. And I mean that. I truly mean that. Take a look at this. 93% off. Not 27 grand. 1,900. All of this is yours for 1990. And at the end of the year, it renews at 295. Why? Because we need to keep the ongoing maintenance, the admin up with the platforms, the trading rooms running. Everything is yours for ongoing. It's a one-time fee of $19.90, $295 ongoing annually. You have a business for less than $2,000. We give you a career as a professional trader. Okay. It's bigger than Black Friday. And the reason we've done that is so that you're not sitting there spending 20 grand on a program where we give it to you for less than 2 grand. Now, this will change you if you're willing to let it. And if you're sitting there saying, yeah, but Sean, I don't know yet, like this great offer, like, wow, okay. But like, do you have a guarantee? Absolutely. 100% money back guarantee. You say, what? 90% failure rate in the business. How can you give a guarantee if 90% of traders fail? Because we know that if you do the work that we tell you to do, there's no way you can fail. Now, if you come to the trading room, and we see that you come to the trading room, if you do the education online programs that we built for you, you participate in the afternoon classes, you meet with the instructor, you go over with your trading, and after all of that, for whatever reason, you're still sitting there saying, what the hell? I'm still not getting it. We will not only give you your money back, but we will pay you. I will give you $500 plus all of your money back if you're not successful. Why? Because after that, there's something else going on here. And maybe we're not the right fit for you. But I can promise you this, that we're willing to pay you for that wasted time. This is an offer that is so batshit crazy that you get paid to take the risk by us. The reason I know this and the reason why we've done this is because we just have too many successful traders killing it, and we put our money where our mouth is. Now, because of the guarantee, you have to act. This is not going to be around forever. We do not like wasting time. We're not in this business for tire kickers. No offense. Like, if you're in it, you're either in it. You're either in it to win it or you're not. So the reason we do these promotions is we don't run them all the time. And so if you're going to do this, you're going to have to act quickly. We're going to have our support team meet with you and do all the installations. So you have a decision to make, right? You can either stay where you are, which we both know where that is, or you can take the plunge for a very, very low upfront cost with a money back guarantee, and you can join NeuroStreet and you can change your life in the trading space. Choice is yours. It's a crystal clear vision. I know we can get you where you need to be, and it's really just down to you, right? So if you're interested, we've got the solution. Let's get it. I'm going to run a poll. Okay. The reason I'm going to ask this poll is I have a team on standby that is going to meet with you, and they're going to work with you, and they're going to connect with you, and they're going to make sure you're up and running quickly and efficiently so you can join the classrooms and you can get involved. Please do me a favor. And if you could do me a favor and just type a yes if you're coming in. I need to know if you're coming in. And the reason I'm asking you to fill out this poll right now is because I have a team and we need to make sure that we can help you and we can do the installation. Can you guys see the poll right now? I don't know if it's working. You don't see the poll? Great. Didn't work. What about now?
Yeah, we can see it now, Sean. That's great.
Perfect. I need to know if you're coming in or not. And I'm not trying to be bold here and just trying to force you to make a decision. Like, we have a team that's going to help you. In all fairness, like, I can't stand seeing people struggle. Like, if you're seriously sick and tired of being sick and tired, like, if you give me 4 weeks or less, I give you a prop trading business, a career in the financial markets. 4 weeks or less, copying our trades, we get you funded, we get you in, we get you up and running. And if you have questions, we can definitely contact you, right? But if you're serious, there shouldn't be a question, right? If you came in here struggling, right? There is no indicators. We trade with price. We don't trade with indicators. Not in our price action rooms. Everything is price action based. And you have no risk to you. It's a money back guarantee. So it's a win-win for you, which is why I think it's a batshit crazy offer. I wish this existed when I was getting started. It doesn't even happen. It's 48 hours, I think. Ashley, the promo is running for 48 hours.
Yeah, that's correct. 48 hours.
Yeah, 48 hours, Elspeth. Yeah. Can you do me a favor? We have a lot of people in here. I know that you're probably clicking on the link, or you're watching YouTube, or you're doing something else, or maybe you're just sitting there wondering what I'm going to say next. Do me a favor. You either yes, you're coming in, or you need help. I have some questions. Please answer the poll. I gave you an hour of my time to deliver some value. I just ask that you just return the favor. Just takes a quick yes or no. I need to know this for sure, because we're going to send you an email with an onboarding instructions, and we're going to get you set up, right? And then we're going to run in the trading rooms in the morning. We're going to get you into the trading rooms. And for those of you that are answered, fantastic. Thank you. For those of you that are on mobile or on a tablet, we get it. Struggle is real. And I want to thank you guys for giving me an hour out of your day, right? You guys are busy peeps. I get it. Thank you for giving me an hour of your day. Thank you for giving me time to present NeuroStreet to you. I know you've had a lot of questions. For those of you that are asking questions about TickBlaze and our prop firm, we're going to be having a webinar soon on this. We're going to be talking about it soon. It's exciting. I can promise you this, that yes, all of the traders in NeuroStreet are going to get special deals for TickBlaze and all of that for the prop firms. You will be treated with special care. I promise you that. When we launch everything, it's coming, guys, and it's coming fast and it's coming heavy. It's been a year and a half in the making, almost 2 years now. And, you know, Titanic, you know, when you have a huge ship, it steers slowly, but it steers and it helps a lot of people. And we're super, super excited about it. Yeah, we're going to be launching a funding arm. We're going to be launching our platform. It's going to be exciting. Yeah. They open at 8:30 and 9 in the morning, Dancel. Yeah, the rooms run 8:30 and 9 in the morning, and they go all the way till lunchtime. Yeah, Eastern. Yeah. They're recorded every single day. Every trade logged in the room, logged on a spreadsheet that's open, available to the public. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are Monday through Thursday.
Yeah. Excellent. Did you guys enjoy the presentation? Type a Y in the chat box if you got something out of it. I want to make sure that, you know, we were able to help, give you some good feedback. You know, as a presenter, I always try to do it in a short period of time. It's a lot to cover, right? Excellent. Well, I want to thank you guys for being here. For those of you that have requested us to send some information and get in touch with you, we will. For those of you that are joining, I want to thank you. We got a lot of people that said, yes, I'm joining. So looking forward to having you come in, and we'll send a replay with the links and everything in case you didn't get it here in the chat room. Ashley's going to put the link here one more time. I want to thank you. Ashley will pull the polls. We'll get in touch with you here after the event. We'll make sure you get all the details sent to you. I want to thank you guys for taking the time. I look forward to seeing you in the classrooms, guys. We're going to end that poll, and happy trading. Yeah, it's going to be great to see you guys in it. Yeah, it's I can promise you it's going to be the best thing you ever did. I've seen traders that have struggled for 10 years that come through our programs, and within a month they're funded. It's insane. It's just, we do things different. Like, we just have a different approach to helping people. And, you know, I know that there's a lot of ways out there to trade, but not like us, not what we do. So give us a chance. We'll help you change your life. I promise you that. Have a great day, traders. We'll talk to you in the next event. Bye for now. Can't open the link. Watch for the email. Ash will send it over to you, Hazel. Yeah. Ash, you just put the email in there, Hazel. So if you send her an email, she'll set you up with the link. Perfect. Have a good day, guys.